All right. So, oh no. Okay, good.
What?
There we go.
Wasn't working?
Meeting is now. Okay, so we're live on the Silly Face Siblings podcast.
Are we?
We have to turn. Yeah, we are not doing our intro thing this morning.
No?
Afternoon.
Well, we can do a face.
Well, we're behind, but we're behind the eight ball a little bit.
Oh, it's fine.
But that's okay.
There.
You might still be the wrong way.
Rotate your device.
So, before we actually get talking on our topic, you're going to be crooked again still.
Okay.
It doesn't like you.
Okay.
So we're trying.
We're trying, yeah.
We're trying to get somewhere.
Yeah.
And
Whatever.
Roxanne's having an extreme amount of difficulty
Whatever.
as well.
It's all good.
But yeah. So
Just make a face.
before you.
Oh, there.
That's fine.
Silly Face Sibling Podcast.
Silly Face Siblings Podcast. Before you do anything challenging in life, okay, or anything at all, make a silly face.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because
Why
it
not?
changes your physiology, which changes your energy
Mood.
and your mood.
Two good words.
Hey, we're like
Two
we need to be
good
closer
words.
on this one.
Ah, we're fine.
Now we're fine. We'll be like this.
Connor.
Come and talk to
What's
people.
up? What's up? We have a question for you.
But wait, the topic for today is
Oh.
the courage. Yes, you read that right. The courage to be happy.
What? Yeah. Why would you need courage to be happy? Huh.
What is courage? What is happy?
Huh. That's interesting, right?
Yeah. No, it really is.
Yeah,
Totally.
it is. We have a question for you. Are you happy? You're like, well, happy about what? There you go. Happy about what? Are you happy?
Are you happy?
Are you happy in your career? Are you happy in your relationship? Are you happy in your life? Are you happy with your kids? Are you happy with you? With your insides?
By the way,
Like your blood, you know, I'm not happy with my blood type. Just kidding.
by the way, that's the foundation. Okay. If you're not happy within yourself,
Yes.
then you'll be looking for external validations. You'll be looking for your job to make you happy. You'll be looking for your sister to make you happy, or your parents to make you happy, or
Kids.
kids,
Or a brand new car.
a brand new
Or a
car,
brand new house.
right?
Or a brand new couch. And I can go on.
Or even like that.
Another Amazon order.
The getaway to Saudi Arabia,
Yes.
right? You'll be looking for other things to prove that you love yourself, or to
Yes.
get that love, that self-love.
Yeah.
So that's the foundation.
And we are not saying, though, that you shouldn't go get a new car or you shouldn't go on trips. We're not saying that at all. We're just asking if you are happy in your life. Because there's a lot of people that are happy in their life that travel all over the place and buy new things. And that's cool. That's totally cool. But are you walking around every day in this daze, in this fog, in this just feeling awful about yourself, feeling awful about your relationship, walking on tiptoes in your relationship, walking on your tiptoes around with your boss, with your job, with whatever, right? Does everything get to you?
Yeah.
So we just want to know, are you happy? On a scale of 1 to 10, we would ask you, 1 being unhappy,
Extremely happy.
extremely, 10 being happy, where do you fall?
Yeah. So a follow-up to that one too is you ask yourself, am I happy? Define first, what does happiness mean to you?
Exactly.
Right? Happiness is it's a set of letters, really, and it can mean different things to different people. If I just asked Roxanne, what does happiness mean to you? It could be a completely different definition of how I would interpret that. Okay?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
That's very important
To know.
Yeah.
To think about. Yeah, for sure. Because what does it mean to be happy? And then you might start to dig a little deeper. Oh, this is what it means to be happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You need to figure that out for yourself.
Yeah.
What does being happy actually mean?
The reason we're asking this too is because if you look on Google, okay, Google is how to be happy is the most searched question ever.
Wow, that's crazy.
Ever. There's like
That's crazy.
8 billion searches for that.
And what are some of the answers? Google it.
Yeah.
If If you want to know, Google it. Then you'll find out. I'm sure there's so many.
There is.
So many different answers.
There is.
Yes.
And none of, like, all those different answers are subjective.
Yes, definitely.
They're like, every person is different. One thing that you're going to hear Roxanne and I mention a lot is the uniqueness of you. Okay. So one thing we were talking about earlier was the odds of you being here.
Yes.
What's the odds of me being born?
Exactly as you are.
Exactly as I am. Okay. And the odds of Roxanne being born. So if I had to ask you that question, what would you think? You might say like, oh, 1 in 20, I don't know, something like that, right? The truth is, scientifically proven, is that
1 in 400 trillion.
Okay, that means that half a second different, you're not who you are.
Whoa.
You're not born. Okay, so if that little swimmer didn't get there, it was a different one. You're someone different.
How would you feel about that if you were somebody a little different? Because you're always the same person from the time you were a kid till we talked about that last time when Gracie said, well, I'm still the same person. You're the same. Like, if you dig deep in all of those layers, you are still the same person. How would you feel if you weren't? Right? If you're thinking, well, I want to be another person because I'm not feeling good how I am, then you're not happy. Right? Then your scale on 1 to 10 would be 1, or like -1 or -400 or something. I don't know. Yeah. Right?
That's true.
That's
true. It's true. Now I just thought of this. Even to, if you're labeling yourself like a 5 or 6, right? You have to really write down, what does that mean to me?
Yeah.
Where am I? Like, what is that level? So we say 1 is extremely unhappy. Again, happiness is subjective. 10 is extremely happy. Again, very subjective. Find out where you are and what that means.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah.
I know we've said that multiple times, but that's the freaking point.
Yeah. And it can change. It can vary each day for sure. Depending on, different situations that are happening in your life. Of course, you won't be happy with this one situation. You won't be happy if you lose a loved one. Of course. That's definitely going to That's definitely going to happen. But at the core of you, are you happy?
Yeah.
Right? One day you're not so happy, and that's okay. That's just a level. That's just a layer. That's just a situation of something that had happened in your life, and that's okay. I'm not having a good day. I'm not happy. That's okay.
Yeah.
But at the core of you, are you happy? Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know she keeps trying to go to the next question.
No, it's all good.
And I keep pulling her back, right, a little bit. But where do I want to go with that? So we talk about grounding ourselves all the time, right? And we talked about that 1 in 400 trillion. I want you to just take a quick second before we go any further with this, because this question's probably daunting on you. It's probably causing a whole bunch of thoughts and emotions and feelings within you. So just take the second, right hand, okay? Take your right hand and place it on your left side of your chest. This is your heart, okay? Oh. This is the thing that beats without you ever having to think about it, ever. Day and night, you're sleeping, it's beating. You're stressed, it's beating. You're calm, it's still beating. This thing is your life force. No matter one of the life forces, okay? So the thousands and thousands of thoughts you have every day, this is still beating without you thinking about it. So when this question of are you happy comes up, and all these different like circumstances and events that happen in your life that are causing you stress, just take a second to breathe and reconnect. Hand on heart. Yeah.
Reconnect with you, with who you are at your absolute core. Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
we can move on.
So moving on, if you are not happy, okay, are you hiding? Are you pretending that you're happy? Yes, when you walk into a grocery store and you pass somebody, you're like, how you doing? Everybody's like, good. You don't say, no, I feel like shit, I'm not happy, because you think they don't want to hear that. They don't have time to hear that. So and the person walking by might be like, oh God, please don't tell me that you don't feel good, because I'm going to feel uncomfortable with this. Yeah. And I don't want to open up to you. You know, are you hiding? Are you hiding emotionally? Are you putting up these huge emotional walls? And we're talking about this kind of stuff because we've experienced this kind of stuff. We are experiencing this kind of stuff.
Yep.
For me, my eye-opener was probably about 4.5, 5 years ago now, maybe or so, when I realized that I was not happy and I needed to fix my shit.
Yep.
I needed to first and foremost love my freaking self, because I didn't. Every single thing, I would put myself down. I would be like, Roxanne, you're dumb. You're not good enough. This is not good enough. Literally, I would. Oh man, you're the worst mother. As if you just, blew up on your kids. Or I would yell at people in my own mind. I would be yelling at them, but on the outside, I'm like, I'm having a wonderful day. Oh, thank you. I'm having such a good day. And inside, I'm like, this fire-breathing dragon is going, right?
Yeah.
Can anybody relate to that?
And you might be watching me being
Probably.
like, you might be looking at me going like, why is she smiling all this? Like, why is Greg smiling through all this conversation, right? Because I hear her. I get it. And
How do you get it?
because I've been there as well. Like we've all been there, right? A lot of my wall. So a wall serves multiple purpose. An emotional wall we're talking about. It prevents other people from coming in, but it also prevents you from getting out.
Mm-hmm. You from opening up.
It keeps you safe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so and as your life goes on, this wall, proverbial wall, gets thicker and thicker and thicker.
You hear people, she's got really thick skin. She's got a really thick wall.
Yeah, exactly. So we hide to protect ourselves. It's a natural thing,
mm-hmm.
right? We hide to protect ourselves from rejection, or even, and here's the big one, okay? This is the one that ran my life for a good 25, 26 years, okay? Was the perception of rejection.
Not even the rejection. Just the fear of rejection.
The fear of it.
Possible rejection.
Yes, the fear of possible rejection, right? So I avoided certain relationships. I avoided conversations.
Mm-hmm.
That was my protection mechanism. It's the last thing I want to do is disappoint my dad. So what do I do to avoid that? Push it away. You use that idea of pretending to be happy.
Yeah.
Avoiding everything.
Yeah.
But eventually the wall builds so freaking high. I almost said a different word, that it's suffocating.
And then you're probably thinking, well, how the heck am I gonna get out then?
Yep.
If my wall is really high, how am I gonna get out? Here's what I say to this. Do you remember, was it probably from the 80s or 90s, the Kool-Aid Man commercial?
Break through.
Break through the wall. Break through the wall and go, oh yeah. No, I'm just kidding. But really, you have to kind of just decide that I'm going to break through this wall. You can break through however you like. You can pull one brick at a time, start with one area of your life at a time, and just slowly start to peel away those pieces.
Onion.
Or you can just say, I'm breaking through this wall, and right now I choose me. I choose to be happy.
Yep.
Right now.
I'll figure it out.
There's going to be a crap ton of changes. There's going to be a hurricane around you. But once you start to move in that direction, slowly things are going to start to come together. But first and foremost, it starts with introspection.
Yep. Meaning
looking into you. Why are you hiding? Are you not happy? What are you afraid of? That's the third big question that we had in there. What are you afraid of?
So these questions, okay, intellectually, you're probably going to hear them. You are going to hear them.
Yeah.
Hearing them.
You hear it.
And processing them and feeling them are very different things.
Yes.
Okay. When we say a question, it's a series of words put together with a question mark at the end.
Mm-hmm.
What do I make that mean?
Mm-hmm.
How does that impact my life? How is my life being impacted as a result of hiding? How is my life being impacted as a result of X action?
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
That's what you really have to ask yourself. That's the hard part. life is about having hard conversations. Both Roxanne and I were where we are today because we had the courage to, one, choose the path of happiness, but have a difficult conversation.
Yeah, difficult conversations. We have difficult conversations with each other all the time. We're always talking about that kind of stuff, but having it with the people that you are so afraid to hurt the most, right? Or afraid that you're going to get hurt even more. But guess what? Through hurt, there will be hurt, and that's okay. But through hurt, that's how we kind of see what's really going on out there and how we're feeling as well. It's like you gotta almost like you gotta fall down before you get back up, or you hear about alcoholics or drug addicts say, well, they've hit rock bottom. It's the same with our emotions. It's the same with our relationships or fixing ourselves. It's the same kind of thing. Maybe we have to get hit all the way down before we get back up. Maybe we start getting pushed down and we realize, okay, this is too heavy. I'm done. It's time to move on. Right? For myself, I would say I am not going to be 50 years old and regret the last 25 freaking years of my life. It's time to be happy right now. It's time to look into myself right now. It's time to speak out, to talk to my husband in my relationship. It's time to do it now. Radio silence.
Right. Yeah.
It begins
there's
now.
There's always going to be, you're going to have that type of thought come up. Right? And when you decide something, like I'm going to do it, when you pick a day, okay, so say you're like Saturday, 2 p.m. It's imperative that you follow through on that day.
We are beings of procrastination.
Well, we're
because of fear.
We're beings of protection.
Yeah.
Right? Your brain is like,
no,
God, no. I would rather be in an abusive relationship because it gives me certainty. Is what your brain's saying. Okay. Yeah. It's what your protection mechanism is saying. Like, everybody's in different situations. Yeah. Okay. And I'm not downplaying anybody.
No.
But just know that your brain, okay, that its goal is to protect you. And it's going to protect you however it thinks is the way to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're basically trying to protect your 6-year-old self all the time. If you really kind of take it within, it's like,
fine.
Right? There's that area of life where between the ages of 0 to 7, we could talk about this anytime or another time.
Not all there, Greg.
The ages of 0 to 7, where you're just programming. Okay? So the happiness you feel today, there's part of that age in there. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, cool, good. No, I'm just kidding.
Because I could.
Yeah. Greg could go on and on and on, and that's time. That's for another day, right? So the 3 questions, we're gonna kind of regroup all the way back. The 3 questions for you to ask yourself. Number 1, are you happy? Put it out on a scale of 1 to 10. And it can be in whatever aspect of your life you want, okay? Maybe it's overall, maybe it's one aspect, whatever.
So it's, are you happy?
Are you happy?
And what do I make that mean?
Yes, what do I make that mean?
Exactly. It's a 2-part question.
Yes, okay.
Question 2.
Question 2 was, are you hiding? Are you pretending for others' benefits or whatever? For yours?
No adding to that question.
Yeah. Are you hiding? Boom. Are you pretending? And what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? So when you ask yourself these questions, you'll have an answer. Whatever that answer is, ask why again, or ask the question again. Then whatever that answer is, ask the question again, because that's peeling away at those layers that we talked about, right?
Yep.
Because your first answer is going to give you just something simple. Then the next answer is going to give you something a little deeper, a little deeper, a little deeper, and so on.
Just think of your life as like an onion, right? Yeah. You start out, and then as you get older, it's the skin gets thicker and thicker and thicker, and you can just peel it out, and over time you get to that centerpiece, and that centerpiece is your heart, is your beating, right? Your being.
Your being, yes. Your beating being.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Your light, your power, your energy, your whatever, right? Like you.
Whatever you want to call it. Yeah. You.
Yeah.
I think we're good.
Okay.
What do you think? Are you happy? You might have watched this and might be like, guys, that was intense.
Yeah.
And yes, it probably was. And we were probably a little passionate about it. But like we said, we lived through this as well. We're not bots.
No.
At all.
Not by any means. As you can tell by the scar.
We have bots, but we're not bots.
Butts.
Anyways. All right.
All right, lovely people.
Silly face out. Do a silly face.
I tried to do different ones, but
I hope I don't have a booger.
I'll try like a deer one.
Finito, yo. Finito. Yo.
What is this?
I don't know.
What's this?
Oh, God.
A dead one of these.
Yeah.
What's
TM,
this?
Austin Powers, or something like that.
Bye.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no, my neck.